Hi, I'm Silayio. I am an artist. I'm a singer first, songwriter, and over the last few years, I'm a damn good actor, I've come to discover. My feeling when I get a slide for an audition, the first one is always complete panic and a voice in my head that's like, go sing, what are you doing? It's getting softer. So first I have to come over that feeling, and then my process for getting into whatever role it is, or even if it's just a slide for an audition, is at this point generally the same, which is to read through and then read between the lines to find how much information maybe the director or the writer has given in the script. Like if it's like Mama wa Kanisa, or then I start to draw an image in my head. I grew up in church, so that was an easy image to create. And then I do 1,000 takes of the little piece of audition tape that I send. I do them by myself in my home.
I guess now is a good time to let you know that thanks to your shenanigans, audition yangu imekuwa cancelled. Anybody care to explain to me what the hell?
And that is, I don't know. I feel like I can be super, super honest when I'm by myself. I look at it, I'm like, yeah, that's trash. Or yeah, I'm feeling, if I can convince myself, I think, if I can convince myself, then I'm like, okay, I've done a good job. If I can't see through the crack of my own personality. So that's what I did. I just read it and taped it and read it and taped it and read it and taped it and sent it forth to the wind and hope for the best. Anxious feelings, excited feelings. I'd never worked with Philip before. So I was like, celebrities. I was very happy. Celebrities I like, yeah. So showing up and being surrounded by other actors that you know are good, that you know are gifted, that's nerve-wracking for sure. But I'm also of the mind of, if it's mine, it's mine. If it's not mine, no foul. Doesn't mean I'm not good at it. Maybe it just means I'm not good for that. So I get anxious, and then up to exactly the point when they say, okay, go, then I'm fine. When they say action, I'm like, okay, let's do this. Yeah. And the audition was a lot of fun. It was so much more immersive than I thought it would be. I thought it would be, come in, read your lines, bye. But it was come in, read your lines. Okay, read them like this. So I got a feel of Philo as a director. Do it like this. Okay, do it with this actor. Okay, do it with this actor. This could be your husband. Are you feeling him? Do you, you know? That was a question no one had asked me before about a role. It's like, what kind of guy is your guy?
Ulichukua kijana kushina sisi na upe promotion kwa church?
Unakelelesha nani? Huh?
No. To create that chemistry between me and my husband, which was great. So I loved it. I did. I auditioned with Pasi's lines. I originally auditioned for the role Moikali plays, which is sexy criminal pastor. Oops, I spilled too much. So that's what I came in prepared for. And then it was only when I arrived and I did Pasi's role that Kinafil were like, try this one. So I did not meet Angel until the day of audition. That's the first time I met her. But she was also a very easy character for me to slip into because I grew up in church. My life is full of reverence and etc. So I just was like, yeah, mix and match these characters from my life, and let me just throw this at Phil and see if this works. I genuinely loved playing Angel. I think Angel is the kind of woman that you meet in town, you bump into her in a matatu, or she's dissatisfied with your service at a restaurant. She's a little bit the Karen of Nairobi. It's a particular age and always seems angry.
Don't Angel me.
Angel, I had to do what I had to do.
There's no I in marriage, Kantai.
But then when you find them with their children, they are warriors, they're mama bears. And if you judge them by the snapshot of that day you met them in town, you would think, ni mbaya na umama, like you need to calm down. But when you zoom out and look often at all of these women's stories, there's some ugly shit here at the beginning. This doesn't happen by mistake. This kind of insecure, bitter, it doesn't, you don't just wake up and become it. So my feeling for Angela, or Angel, was compassion. When I sat down and was like, okay, how did you reach here? How could you be so desperate for? Why are you so desperate for this applause of this type of family, of this class of living? What's that thirst? Where is that insecurity coming from? Where is that kabite, the anger, the bitter, that's just sitting always there? Where does it come from? So creating a background for Angela made me, understand how to love her and the people in my life like her, and sometimes myself when I am like that, I loved it. I sneakily was interacting with the people in my life that I know that exist in the way that Angela kind of exists, and also recalling a lot of, and writing it down, like this is how they walk, this is how she would, this is the aggregate, the average of that mama wa kanisa, but not the one at the front, the one at the back in the beginning. There was that looking and seeking and noting down. Wardrobe was awesome because Angel does not dress like me, Silayio. First of all, wig life is very strange and new to me. So it was very helpful because the second I put on a wig, it's like Silayio is not in the room because there is no world in which we would find her wearing that wig. So it helped me to vacate myself, exit Silayio, and make room for Angela to step in. So wardrobe and hair, makeup, the whole thing, all of the drama of being a female on the screen was very helpful for me, Putting on those nails, the second I get the nails, I'm like, clickety clack, bad bitch is back. Like, I change, like even how my hands were, I loved it. It made it very easy to prepare. So on that front, I am really grateful to wardrobe and makeup's efforts on my behalf to make me look like my character and make me look good at the same time. Yeah, that was fun. It was great. How I prepare for myself, like before I show up for the set, is I am a very, like a textbook artist with the deep thoughts and the lingering depression. So I had to spend a lot of time intentionally, like trying to create a system for surviving, going that deep into old pain and anger for Angela, and everything that had built her up to become what she was not nice, And I have my own stuff, and at some points, Silayio's stuff and Angela's stuff started dancing with each other, and a lot of it is traumatic, So I stayed close to all my mental health anchors as best as I could. Having to wake up before I have to wake up just so that I can have 30 minutes of, and I don't bring, I try not to bring yesterday's Angel's drama and trauma into the new day. So yeah, it took a lot of effort. And there were consequences to that intensity for me post-production that I have had to deal with. But I love the job so much. It's weird to love the thing that also sometimes just tears you apart. Yeah, but so take care of yourself. Lean on the people on set or in the production who give you life, So showing up and saying hi to everybody, that feeds me. That makes me feel good. So I'm going to do that. Look out for funny, silly people and watch them or be silly with them. You know, there were some very calming energies on set that you just go sit down and yeah, so that was great. So easy, so very easy, because I am a firstborn of 5 in a thoroughly traditional Maasai home. I had been a mother, basically. I had spent a lot of time mothering and becoming attached to my siblings and their lives, and it was wonderful in many ways and thoroughly traumatic in other ways. But I had that feeling, I had that familiar feeling of what it would feel like to completely love a child and to give yourself to their life and survival. And also I think sometimes you don't really have to be the mom. Sometimes you just need to have been mothered to be like, oh, this is what this experience was like for me, receiving my mother's life and love. And this is how I reacted to it and the reasons I reacted like that. So yeah, and my life is full of wonderful moms as well. Like truly, truly, truly. Great moms who I'm like, man, I wish you raised me. And it's your sister. But yeah, that wasn't too hard to do. I love my family. I truly, genuinely do. I'd never worked with any of them before. And they were just nice, fun people. I found it very easy to be part of this unit as a nuclear family. I loved how much enjoyment we got from each other, at least for me on my end. How much enjoyment we got from each other when we were not rolling, you know? There was so much singing, there was so much silliness. I learned so many things, like how old I am. Because sometimes the kids are just talking things. I'm calling them kids as if I'm actually much older. They're talking things and I'm like, I have no bleep idea what is happening. But they're so happy, I'm so happy. I enjoyed working with all of my co-stars, and that doesn't always happen. It's to love your whole cast or to be okay with them or just to feel comfortable with all of them. It was a blessing, which I'm very grateful for. Yeah. So we could focus on the job. There weren't other things happening. And there was also so much support. I felt like in the scenes that we would share, we were so giving, like, to each other. And I never felt afraid to get notes from them. Usually, sometimes another actor can give you a note and you're like, why don't you go away? But if any of them walked up to me and were like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. What if you? I loved it. I think I'm learning it. I don't have a very long history as an actor. I don't have like 2 decades. I have 2 decades more and more of singing. If you tell me, can you nail this song? Will you? I can, because I've had the time and the practice and the commitment and the passion to really practice that gift and stretch it and strain it and know what my extremes are. And sometimes you surprise yourself. So for me, right now, with the acting, I feel like I'm learning my range. And I have been pleasantly surprised by the places I have been able to go. It's like, for me, acting really is like, it's like a gift of the second half of my life. That's just, God is like, pss, pss, pss. We'll try this. And from the first second, somebody yelled action and I became something else. I was like, oh, it's like, okay, feels so good. So I'm still growing. I have no expert answer about range other than you just try. And if it doesn't work, you turn another corner or study or whatever it is. So at this point, I'm just going for it. I am going for it. And with Feel It, the thing that was most stressful for me was being funny. Like, being dramatic is easy. I have drama. I have drama pent within. But comedy I found that hard for me. I had to learn from looking at the actors around me, and it was like a muscle. And it's still a little stiff, but I felt it I felt myself do funny things and I'm like, oh, that's funny. So it was surprising, yeah. Yeah, I am not afraid to shut down and walk away. I don't always feel like I have to be part of the whatever is happening if it does not support my delivery. So I always have headphones, and I can have a kind of a mean face. I think at some point people figure it out, like, oh, okay, she's in the thing. Yeah, mostly that's what I do. If I feel the need to, if I feel like my character and I need time, I take the time. Yeah. The thing that sticks when I think about the experience of shooting Untying Kantai, the thing that makes me smile is those early days when we were poor, in the poor home, and singing and getting to know each other and starting to feel the character. We are like, okay, we are internalizing, we are becoming this family. I enjoyed that very much. I was also very happy the day we finished. I was so tired. And especially towards the end, Angela just kept going to very painful places constantly. I was just like, I need now to live a life that is not so, whose baseline is not fear and instant anger, and yeah, it was bleeding into me. So I was happy when we finished, and I was happy because I had a very good, I'm like, I think we made something beautiful. I felt it when we were, I think we made something that's like, make you think, make you feel. It's so funny. Blessing's character, for me, it was just like, wow, how wrong you are. How much you're going to stress my parents when they watch this. They are going to be so sad. So also knowing all those things, and I come from, like I said before, I come from church, deeply in church. So it is going to be an experience for everybody to see it. So yeah. I think the day I found MRI assaulting, in my perception, my child.
I let you into my house. I saved you from jail, even when my husband found you stealing from us. And this is how you repay us. This is how you repay me.
Kiza, Mom.
Mom, I'm not your mother.
And I had to, an angel, her own stuff was triggered, There's this saying that I've heard therapists use before, which is, if it's hysterical, it's historical. When the reaction is over and above, seek there is something there other than what is actually happening. And so my reaction to MRI was 50% acting, if I was to be honest, and 50% a projection of that wanting to yell to somebody who's assaulting the most sacred thing in your life. And watching her sort of black out and die, and in that moment, I think she's oh, wow. It was crazy. It was a lot. I went home and I cried so much, and I was crying over my own stuff. But that was one of the most triggering days. But then the wonderful thing about acting, it's like it's an exorcism, even for me. Because I'm yelling things that I may not have had the chance to yell at the perpetrator in my life, So...
Idiot! Piece of shit! You dare to molest my daughter in my house! In my house!
It was cathartic. It was, freeing. Painful and freeing. So which is the point of art, I guess. Yeah. My happiest scene. Okay, this is going to sound so bad. But my happiest scene is the day I commit murder.
I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me.
That shit was awesome. I was like, I could be this person. I could stab people. It felt so good. Be afraid. Be afraid. And then we had the...
Who was the first person you killed?
I only killed one person.
Oh.
So this is not going to spoil anything for anybody, no?
No, plus we are broadcasting probably way late.
Oh, okay, sawa. I only killed one guy, but just the choreography of it, the easy access I had to my anger, to Angela's anger. Although at that point it was Angela. It was like, I am on the brink of everything, and you think, yeah, I could be a murdering bitch happily. It was excellent. It was so much fun. Like, somebody needs to cast me as a warlord. I think I think I'd do it. That was a lot of fun, yeah. But I also loved I've never done something so choreographed and violent, and so it was another moment of stretching my capacity.
The church definitely deserves better. I will get up on that pulpit and I will tell them the whole truth. And Emory, I'm so sorry.
I can go there. I can go there easy. So should I have said something like, I loved loving my children.
No.
They were so cute.
No,
Although I did.
In this room.
I loved loving my children though.
Okay.
But yeah. I loved working with the directors. I really did. I felt that they were giving and open. I at no point felt nervous or anxious about saying, Phil, what does this mean? And sometimes I would ask all three of them the same question. And it made me feel good because they always had a generally cohesive idea, which means for me, they have spent time. They have done their work about what the character should be, where the character is going. So it was easy to get guidance from them. It was nice also working with Smalls as an actor. I feel like there are things he got just because he knows the experience of wearing someone else's skin. With Kenji, he gave me a lot of rein. Like, he was just like, go, just whatever. How does it feel? It was almost like for him, it was more like he was pulling it out, but gently. And with Phil, it was just easy to know what I'm supposed to do. Phil, what am I feeling? Yeah. Like, if I'm confused, where am I going? Why did I walk in from? It was, I liked it. The thing that I did was I didn't want to travel so much further ahead than the character. So I didn't read later scenes. So when I was starting Angela, in my mind, I'm just like, she's just a poor lady. And then one of the guys said on set, yeah, but you're going to take over the criminal business. I was like, I'm going to what? But I'm holy. I'm so holy. Yeah, that arc was fun. Yeah. Yeah, and meeting it with surprise. So with the character, it's like, now we have. Yeah, I was learning with her. Yeah. You know what I had to, it was easy to be poor and pious. I feel like I've done that phase in my life, poor and pious, poor and holy. I could go there. What I had to research was how to be a clickety-clack, like with the weave and So I stalked all the cool girls on Instagram and all the things I'm very dismissive of, I was now looking like this, how we look, but why do we look like this? And this is what it means if you wear this, and this is what it means if you wear that. And how do they talk? How do you talk? How do you talk when you're so rich? I don't know. I don't know the language of the rich. I had to learn that shit. And so that was the segment I felt required some outside observation of, I don't know, just a realm I've not mastered. Yeah, so, yeah, just literally stalking all the media girls and slay queens and going Blessing. Yeah, man. That guy was just wrong.
Mkubwa, hii ni medicinal.
He was I think it was fun, and the amount of profanity was very, very enjoyable to me. It made me laugh every single time. Even when we were dying, we were like, okay, don't take us here.
Unanipa hiyo job ama? Mziona maiti? Makosa si ni yangu basi.
And he'll say one thing and I'm like, it was just so well written, you know. It was a really well written character to begin with. Like the language was crazy. His phrasing is crazy.
Ayo ni poa. Tunaweza kupromise moja tu adinyo leo. Sidhani mimi.
And then how Blessing became that broken person. It matched really well. That's a place I've never gone as an actor. So yeah, I think that'll be fun.
What was the name of the aunt you called for ordination?
The aunt I called for ordination to come.
Yes.
Oh, damn it. I remember her face even. I don't remember.
Auntie Jacinta.
Oh, Auntie Jacinta.
Yes.
Those ladies were fun, yeah.
Just about when you were telling Kantai to quit, what did you tell him to do with the money?
Shove it up your... before I told him to quit.
Yeah.
To quit the drugs.
About to quit the drug business. Yeah.
This is before I get rich.
Yes. Something you were telling him to do with the money that would have helped the family.
Oh. You're asking me if I remember investment ideas? Bro. Oh, damn it. I really don't remember. That is so specific. What did I tell him to do with the money? Like the alternative idea I had. Yeah, I don't remember that either.
Told him to build a home.
Ah.
What was the name of the church you took over?
Oh, damn it. That church had a name?
Yes. It even had merchandise. It had water branded.
I don't remember.
It was called Legion of the Church Ministries.
Oh yeah, I remember, because I remember thinking Legion is usually a word I associate with demons.
Demons.
Yeah.
It was a church of demons.
It was yeah.
Yeah. When you were about to be ordinated, when you committed murder, you read a book from the Bible. Which book was that?
Oh, I quoted a book.
Yes, you quoted a book.
Was it Jeremiah?
No.
Damn it. Exodus?
No.
Wait, is it Old Testament?
Yes.
I don't know, but I'm definitely sure it's like one of the older, like...
It was the book of Ezekiel.
Older. That's all I remember. Yeah.
So...
This question, it's like you went and then you are like... I feel there's a little bit of malice behind these questions.
No, but they did well.
Rough.
Okay. So, let's go to an easier one.
Okay.
Finish the sentence.
Okay.
When the Lord says yes, nobody can say no. Finish the sentence.
That's not the end of that sentence?
No.
When the Lord says no, nobody...
Says yes.
When the Lord says yes, nobody can say no. I don't remember.
Even Beyonce knows that.
That's the line.
Yes.
First of all, that song is Michelle's. Anyhow.
Yeah, it's correction for the script.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not interested in a shouting match at midnight.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I need to be commanding the day.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
This was when we were in the poor house. Yes. And Kantai was like giving me. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. Look, ona kumbe tunaishi na. I can give you a hint. It's the name of a drug lord you were talking to SK. So you said, look, ona kumbe tunaishi na.
Is it Pablo?
Yes.
That was mostly guesswork.
Okay. Last one.
Okay.
Usiniambie nitulie. Unadhani risasi ni?
Damn. I don't remember that.
ni pimple ati tukifinya itatoka.
That's so cool. Okay, this is good if I don't remember, because I can watch it with like curiosity like the rest of the people.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's going. Yeah.
Okay. Describe Angela in 3 words.
3.
Yeah.
In charge, afraid, ambitious. I look forward to the writing mostly. I think it's such a fun story that had so many twists and turns that even as a character I couldn't anticipate. So I'm very curious to know, does Angela succeed at being a drug lord, or does she crash and burn? And how does she crash and burn? Yeah, I'm curious. I'm like, I want to know what happens to these people. Where are they? Does she get busted for the killing? Do her and Kantai have this sweet ending of this story, or does he come back with vengeance? I'm curious. That's what I am. I'm curious, and I'd be very happy to be on set again with the crew and the cast, the directors. I enjoyed it. I didn't talk about the crew. I had so much fun with the crew. Like, they were just hardworking, funny people, and it was easy to be around them. So yeah, I look forward to being with the family again. An excellent expose on what church is really like today. Sup everybody, please watch Untying Kantai. It will open your mind and it will tickle you completely, and it's good.